Hello, welcome back. Last time, whatever counts as last time, I did this puzzle, this super monster. Did get a pretty satisfying solution, and I think I'm going to make one more little tweak. If you didn't watch the alternate episode, I found a way to get rid of this I/O expander by adding another line here to the address here and moving that in here instead of talking to this for us. There's one more little thing I can change. I had an idea from somebody else's solution, where instead of these two lines to either harvest or not, I can just gen P110, and that'll work, right? So that gets my lines of code down to 75. Might save me a little bit of power usage, and I want to see if 75 lines of code gets me over the threshold so that the line moves left on the graph. It does! Check it out. 3.4k. Well, I can't see if that's gone down by a tiny bit, because it doesn't show me the full number. But hey, now I'm at this peak, and did it even better. Neat. Does it show me the full number here? 3427 power. I don't know what it was before. Well, I'll see it on video. Anyway, let's go somewhere else. Sushi Robot! Hey, so want to help me out with a fun little project I've been planning for a while? It's a sushi making robot I like to call the Omakase 9000. Having tasty sushi clearly wasn't a priority early on, but now that the Ocean's Bounty project is finished, I figured Avalon City could use a little more high-end dining options. I've got the mechanical aspects worked out, so all it needs now is your expert logic to make it run. Derek. P.S. Don't tell Lisa about it. Okay. K. Haruo. Okay, at Electric. Got it. Alright, yeah, so I've been seeing the, I didn't prepare it here, but that's fine. I had been seeing in the supplemental data, Sushi Robo, restaurant, kitchen, oh boy, well, I'm gonna have to turn my head for this one. Is this why it wants me to print out this and use it on paper? It's fine, I can turn my head. Radio RX is a non-blocking X-bus input connected to radio receiver. Fish is an X-bus input connected to a food-grade pick-and-place machine. Okay. Rice is a simple output connected to a food-grade extruder. Okay. Fish blocking. Okay, great. It doesn't say non-blocking, so I assume blocking. Gate A, Gate B, and Gate C are simple outputs connected to actuators capable of pushing a small plate of food from one conveyor belt to another conveyor belt. When an order arrives over the radio, assemble the specified nigiri sushi and deliver it to the table that ordered it. Sushi type, destination table. Orders will arrive faster than the sushi can be assembled and delivered, so it will be necessary to unqueue the orders as they arrive and pipeline the assembly and delivery as indicated in the verification tab. Look in the supplemental data of the manual to find the sushi bar floor plan detailing the layout of the sushi bar and its conveyor belts. Oh boy. So this doesn't have a diagram over here. Can I, yes, I can. Just straight up a button for that. That's nice. Alright. So this view is going to be all rotated, but that's totally fine. Project Sushi Robo. Restaurant, kitchen, preliminary design, Studio Commons 8, Sakova, Infrastructure Unit 2. Okay. So you come in the entrance. Here are the restrooms. Alright. Kitchen, storage or something. Alright, Omakase 9000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy, A, B, and C for... Okay, Gate A, Gate B, Gate C. You went what? Let's read this spec very carefully so that I don't miss something super important. There can be multiple pages, that's scary. I think there was one puzzle where there was a second page once, and that's the only time I've seen that. So anyway, over the radio, right, so I can put this wherever I want. I receive... What now? Alright, 6-4 means sushi type destination table. What does sushi type mean? Assemble the specified nigiri sushi and deliver it to the table that ordered it. Sushi bar floor plan. Okay, sure, but what does... No, this is something else. What do you mean assemble the specified sushi type? Okay, so when you get an order for 6, rice is 100, then 30. So I'm supposed to output... Okay, I see. So what this is fish type. Is it always the same amount of rice? 100 and then 30? 130, 130, 130, 130. Okay, so 100 rice, 1 fish of the specified type, then 30 rice. So orders come in faster than they can be assembled and delivered. I'm supposed to... Wait, what? How do the gates work? So hold at 50. Why is there this delay? Simple outputs connected to actuators capable of pushing a small plate of food from one conveyor belt to another conveyor belt. Destination table. Orders will arrive faster than sushi can be assembled and delivered, so it will be necessary to queue the orders as they arrive in pipeline. The assembly and delivery is indicated in the verification tab. So supposedly, from this one test case, I can infer everything I need to know about... I like how it's just telling me, go look at verification, just do what's in there. Pattern match. Alright. So gate A here, I guess just... So, what am I saying? Like, when one tick goes by, it moves from here to here? Or what? To deliver this order... After assembly, 1, 2, 3, 3 ticks go by, gate A goes to 100. 1, 2, 3, 3 ticks go by, gate B goes to 0. 1, 2, 3 ticks go by, gate C goes to 0. So that's 100A, 0B, 0C leads to table 4. 100A, 0B, 0C. That seems right. Do I know how long a conveyor belt takes? Is it just 3 ticks? It does not say, so I guess I just have to infer. 1, 2, 3. Or is this, you're saying this is 4 ticks and each of these is 3? 100, 0. Like, what am I even measuring here? With these, maybe? I would assume those are just windows. Am I missing some data here? It should tell me about travel time, I would think. There's nothing about that on the diagram. This looks longer than these. I mean, that looks very short. I guess it doesn't matter because that's at a table endpoint, so travel time is irrelevant to how the mechanism works. This is a little longer than these, but probably not relevant to the program. Okay, so fundamentally, what exactly is going on here? I receive orders, sure, okay, so components of this. Wait for order, assemble order, Add assembled order to queue. Move queued orders. Clear queue, I guess. Just trying to break up tasks here to understand, like, what categories of things I'm doing. I can't yet tell how much of a nightmare this is going to be because I don't understand what I'm doing yet. Okay, so what's my mental model here? So I guess I'll just assume that this holds still while it's being assembled. It only starts motion here on this fourth tick. So after it has been fully assembled, 1, 2, 3. Then this happens, 1, 2, 3. Then this happens, 1, 2, 3. And then this happens, and then I don't care anymore. So yeah, travel time is just 3 ticks. Now, multiple things can be on the conveyor at once. 2 goes here, 4 goes here, 6 goes here, 5 goes here. Yeah, okay, so 4 orders come in back to back, and they take longer to assemble than the order coming in. So it's 3 ticks of assembly. Yeah, okay, so rice extruder has to go to 0 before I start the next one. But once the rice extruder is done, I guess it just automatically leaves here and starts on this conveyor. I don't have to tell it to do that, it just does it. Okay. Alright, so first of all, I got 3 simple outputs that have to be values other than just 0 and 100, so I will definitely need 3 simple pins connecting there. Let's try... Oh boy, I already have a wiring nightmare and I've put almost nothing on the board. That took no time. So, okay. So for wiring... Let's just see what this will have to end up looking like. There are lots of problems. And again, I've done almost nothing. There are already so many problems. So fish. I'm thinking you need to sneak out by going into one of these X-bus pins and out of a different one. Somebody will communicate with the outside world like... Okay, so let's say you communicate through X0. You communicate through X1 and a wire snakes around like this. You communicate through X0, your wire goes around like this. The fish somehow crosses over this line, somehow goes into this X1, goes out of this X0, and that's how it gets to the other side of the board, through this impasse. And it has some plausibility to it. Okay. But, like, how's that gonna happen? Alternately, check this out. Alternately, I lay out like this instead. Gate C, Gate B, Gate A. Feels like a waste to stretch this wire all the way over here, but maybe it's not. It does open up a lot of space up there, but like, so you'll have to talk through... Okay, this is actually fine the way this works out. So everybody communicates through X0. If you don't use your X1, any of you, then I can just wire through that, no problem. I'm all the way over here already, and I hate that, but that's how it is. No, I couldn't... Okay. Okay, so now... That's assuming these can be MC4000s. Another thing, though, I mean, who's to say I can't do something like okay, well, layout for one thing says I can't do that, but like if I did this, or even this, then if one can handle 2 gates at once, then that's a heck of a lot more compact. And I could probably even make this MC6000. Well, no, not so easily, because these only have as much room to get through as they currently need. Okay. Well, alright, so that's almost a start, but what would these even do? Okay, how would I know how to control the gates? I'm working kind of backward, that's fine. Maybe I should write a simple assembly mechanism. No, that's so simple I don't even need to do any writing, because it's just completely trivial to put together the rice and fish. You just do a 100, do a 30. When you do the 30, also send a 6, or whatever your first number was, to the fish. And that is no problem whatsoever. However, okay, now this does have to wait until... Okay, so timing. Let's figure out the timing. Three ticks per conveyor. Well, that's not hard to remember. It's just 3 ticks for everything. However, conveyor timing starts after assembly. So it starts here on the 3rd tick of assembly. Okay. So somebody's listening to the radio and queuing things up in, of course, it'll involve one of these. I think I'm going to actually have the chasing pointers, the ring buffer, so I'll pull something off the queue when I have time available. Okay, now that sounds like a system that I can work on now and feel good about it. So basically, some queue watcher. Yeah, okay. Queue watcher checks to see if queue head is ahead of queue tail. So you really want... So okay, here we go. I don't think I'm falling into too much of a trap by putting this on the left. That should be fine. Where can I stick you? Not much of anywhere good. Whatever. Right. So... Right, okay. So this is downstream of that. Do you need A1? I don't think you do. I think you need D1, A0, and D0. Or the radio watcher can talk to A1 or something. Okay. Okay, now I think radio listener can actually be very, very simple. So you're the one who moves D0. I can't put you that far left. You have to go at least a little bit over here. This seems like a comfortable way to do that. Here's your A0. Here's your D0. And do you need anybody else? This one's not even going to listen to you. It'll just check on its own whether its things are different. So yeah, you do need A1. You also really want to talk to A0. So I'm going to do that this way, and that's fine. Why do you need A0? I don't think you do. I think you actually do not need that at all. Okay, well that simplifies this maybe. Alright. Well, I think I'd prefer this way around, just so it's symmetrical. So, how many orders at a time do I have to process maximum? It doesn't say. I'll just assume not so many that this, whatever I write, can't handle it. I'll assume no more than 7, I guess. Since I'm writing 2 numbers to this is starting to feel kind of familiar. Is that all you do? Probably. Okay, so there's room for potentially more in here if I have to, like, init or something. Alright, tech x1, x2. So if the pointers are different, then there is work to do. I think I could compact this better, but I guess I'm not worrying about it yet. Let's hope that's not too much of a disaster. It looks to me like it'll be more convenient for your... Well, hang on. Let me think a little more about layout here. Because, like, I have all these channels open. I'm thinking... Okay, so x1 was supposed to be the A0, and you can make that happen like this. That seems nice. But then you lose your x0. That's fine. I can... no, I can't bridge. That's fine. You don't use x1, so I can just do that. You don't use x2, so I can just do that. It's looking a little messy, but it's fine. Okay, and then your x2 is communication to the outside world. Sure. So, if there is work to do... Now, how will I know if somebody's ready to do that work? I'm not sure yet. But anyway, so if there's work to do... if there's work to do, check if there's room in the queue. How will I do that? I think I know. X2 is going to tell you how long to sleep, and when you give it work, it'll tell you 3. When you don't give it work, it'll tell you 1. Okay? So tech x1, x2. Yeah, that seems fine. That looks not great. I'd rather do this, I think. Alright. Is this wiring any good? It's... I don't know. That's what I've done. It's probably fine. Well, now hang on. I don't think you actually need... You can be smaller, can't you? Do I need a... You actually aren't going to do much, now that I look at this, right? I'll just move -1 to x2. Minus move... oh, actually, why would I do that? Well, because... Oh, okay, here we go. No, I need... No, that's fine. You don't ever need to know your status if you're sleeping for an amount specified by you. So you never need to talk to this until... Okay, so you can actually just SLX-X1. Great. When you get a message, I either say, I'm busy, tell me again in... Oh, but the thing is... Okay, so... You need to send either a busy signal or... No, you don't. You never need to send a busy signal because... things will just stack up. You'll wait until this is not busy anymore. So when you are awake, it means I can do work here. Okay, great. You have to keep running regardless so that new orders can come in. So yeah, these do have to be separate. New orders can come in while you're processing them. Okay, right, so x1 is a0, x3 is a1. Okay, so I actually do nothing if the pointers are equal. I just sleep 1, right? And I don't even talk to you about it. You don't need to tell me to sleep. You don't need to tell me anything ever. I'll just sleep for 3 if I send out an order. Yeah. Okay. Check x1, x2. I might be able to do better. You, instead of just like... Nah, okay. So I want to see if I can make this... Yeah, why wouldn't you handle the rice? That makes a lot of sense. I want you to handle the rice. I mean, wiring is one reason, yes. That's a diagonal line literally across the entire board, which I really hate. Yeah, I might have more indirection here than I need. Because, yeah, if you can do this... Okay, let me delete this for now and rethink this a little bit. Maybe a wire all the way across the board isn't so bad. For now, I'm gonna do it. If you're doing the rice, you want to do the fish too, but no, you have to talk to somebody else who does the fish. So that's fine. Someone else does fish. If I swap these two... It encroaches into that space, doesn't it? It's like you'd come around there and do that, and you'd have to sneak over the... Yeah, okay, that's no better. Am I at all clear on what I'm doing here? If I have to ask the question, then the answer is definitely no. If you're doing the fish, then I can't compact you into a smaller microcontroller. So I kinda don't want to do this. I don't like what it does to my wiring, and I don't like what it does to my design. So let's try a different design where, since I know you'll end up simple, if I compact you down to one of these, put you here, do this, do that. What happened? Okay, x1 is a 0, yes. x0 is... Oh, that's a problem right there. Could I have you be the x3 and send this on another route, maybe? Could be. Yeah, so x0 is outside world. That sounds fine. That's as compact as this is going to get with this layout here. I can maybe do something with... Nope, no legal place to put that. Maybe the radio could go here? It can. The RX even connects to that, and that's nice. But then that just wastes that space. I mean, it's wasted either way, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so anyway, what are you doing? If the spaces are different and you're awake, then someone can do something about it. So all you do is move the data line x3 to the outside world, x0, and do it again. That's literally it. And then, right, then you sleep 3, otherwise you sleep 1. That's it. That's your entire job. Okay. So, next up is the one who actually handles some extrusion and stuff. I want you out of my way. Here. Oh, hey, look, note space. There we go. Where all the wires are. Okay, so, extrusion and stuff. When you get a fish type, move that to dat, I guess. So you need a line to the fish. Which I'm gonna do like this. Now, can any of these get... I don't know what this is gonna look like. I don't know a lot of things. How will I encode the layout of all this stuff? Probably in a 200p14. Okay, here starts the nightmare. I'm already kind of severely low on space, and I'm missing 2 entire components of the puzzle. So, I've done the easy part here, and done it kind of inefficiently, it feels like. Maybe this is one of those situations where I should take a moment and write out a description of what I want to do in a high-level language, just so I know what I'm doing here. Because setting down all the wiring and stuff when I just don't have a clear idea of the design is just setting me up to have to replace a lot of stuff later. So let me take a moment to do that. Well, I tried, but that exercise didn't really help me much. Because I was basically just writing what I would write here in another language that I would have to translate back to this, so that's not too useful. But I think what would be a useful exercise is to make a new design here. And, okay, so... this right here... Let's work on another part of the puzzle without the constraints of having to worry about layout over there. I don't want you to be yelling at me the whole time, so I'll just put you way over there and ignore you. So, let's make a system for actually moving things through the gates, because this is the part I just don't understand how I'm going to do in the slightest. So what's the maximum travel time? I mean, it's 9, right? 9 ticks. I guess, actually, the question I want to ask is, what's the maximum number of sushi meals that can be in transit at once? So just looking at these patterns, here is 1. Why just 1? Well, I guess it's in transit starting there. Okay, so this is 4 in sequence. What question am I trying to answer? So, I think I have one queue which is of orders, then another queue which keeps the state of plates as they move across the conveyors. And the gates need to read that state and do something about them. Something like that. So... how do I even get started tackling this problem? This is just weird. Alright, so how do I do the mapping of information from, like, when I have a destination table, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Annoyingly, it's 8. Maybe that's annoying. I don't know. Okay, let's write this out. Okay, these are both B at the same time. But there can't ever be a collision, because when something is at A, it'll either go left or right, and it can't do both at once and split and arrive at both B's at the same time. Same is true for C. All 4 of them are an equal distance from A, so things will arrive one at a time, and that's fine, okay? So everything travels from A to B to C, no matter where it's going. 1A, 2B, 4C. Okay? So every destination can be expressed in terms of a plus minus for A, then B, then C. So for compactness of representation... All right, I'm getting something here. I'm not sure I like it yet, but at least for entering the data here, here's what I can do. All right, so table 1 is 100, 100, 100. Table 2 is 100, 100, 0. 3 is 100, 100, 100, 0, 100. 4 is 100, 0. I want to see if any interesting patterns emerge here, and also, right, so like I could have 3 gate controllers do a DGT each on a different digit and know when to start their job, something, something. Anyway, so table 5 is 0, 100, 100, 0, 100, 0, 0, 0, 100, 0, 0, 0. Uh, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. And the rest of these are nothing. Just to make that clear, because I can't enter leading zeros in this and have them actually stay, annoyingly. Okay, so what this table allows me to do is to set its address to a table index. The other kind of table, the physical kind. Read that location, send it to each gate controller in turn, meaning the address would have to be set 3 times, or the data would have to be repeated across something, something. Each one would do its own DGT, and then what? What about this timing offset? Okay, so what this looks like, so the spacing of this simple enough. Ooh, so here's something that might help. All right, so let's pretend this layout's not a problem. Interconnection. Gate A is the entry point. Gate A talks to gate B. Gate B talks to gate C. How's that sound? I like it. That way I only have to talk to one gate. Yeah, alright. That sounds very good. Does it, though? What about parallelism? Okay, so how would message propagation actually work there? I guess it's fine. So let's speculate about this a bit and just pretend I can solve the layout problem. Let me not pretend, let me actually try and solve it real quick. Right, x0 is outside world. Your P1 goes there. Your P1 needs to connect to that. Your X1 needs to connect there. Yeah, so it would have to end up looking something like this. As gross as... Oh, come on. Well, I hate this instantly. How do I... Okay, right, now hang on. Now, right, remember this one other layout that I used, the more horizontal one. I think that actually just works more naturally. Oh, extremely. Yeah, check this out. Okay, so that's... Alright, got it. Alright, I'm more or less sold on this layout. I suspect what I'm actually going to end up doing is this, then. Okay, now... I don't know, this layout's weird. I don't know about this part. Maybe I can fit something else there, but like this just flows very naturally. So I would SLX X0. ACK, DG, don't DGT yet. Move ACK. X1. Oh, check this out. You sleep 3 first. Well, no you don't. You read that first, then you sleep 3. Pass it on. Yeah, this works fine with that timing. Pretty sure. I'll do some test runs with fake data, I think. Just see what output I get here. Yeah, that'll be nice. Move X1. Because yeah, it'll let me run to the end of the test case with garbage data, even if my output's wrong. It doesn't stop me on the first incorrect output. That would be real annoying. Yeah, X1. DGT, alright, who are you? You're index 2, I think? Yes. Okay, so DGT 2. Now that gives me 0 and 1, not 0 and 100. Oh, by the way, right, I have to... I'm very low on space. I guess this works? I think? This is sleep... That's not sleep 3. That's... No, it is. You sleep 3, then you sleep 1 more? Okay, so when a message first comes in, you delay by 3, then pass it on. Then you delay by 3, then pass it on. You won't have to pass it on. Right, you won't have to pass it on. Your DGT is 0, your DGT is 1. So that and the connections are the difference between you 3. Okay, so I'm very convinced of this daisy chain approach now. Not 100% on this whole layout that I've chosen here. I can partially compact this. Like, I don't have to do the whole thing this way, I think. Like, that's perfectly comfortable. In fact, I can go farther than that. Okay, yeah, so this is the amount of space I can oh, it's not. No, it isn't, because you have to get to that X0 somehow. So I'd have to be over here. Okay, so this is the amount of space I can reclaim. Alright, so that's your outside world. Fish and rice can still make it out. Don't like that wasted space, but I think that's just how it's gonna be. Okay, good, so that frees up... I mean, I'd rather have you here than there, I think? That does seem likely. Then again, maybe I want to do this. With all those wires there? Maybe. Okay, so this is what this route would look like, but if I would undo all that, and if I could make productive use of this space here, the output types work. Your X2 would have nothing. Yeah, your X2 has no escape ever. I don't think I'm going to want an MC6000 just for rice and fish. Anyway, but let's not think about that right now. Again, right, the whole point of this is to not worry about the rest of my layout and just get an idea for control flow for gates. And I think I have it. Like, is there something wrong with this? I feel like there's something wrong with the sleep 3 in addition to the gen instruction. Okay, so something's gonna come in. Alright, so when something gets assembled... Why do you wait so long for this? Because this is still in the queue, isn't it? 1, 2, 3... But that's fine, that's not a problem. No, it's just this long after... So right, after the end of this assembly, then you wait 1, 2, 3, and then you start your work. Yeah, okay, so right. So when you get a message, you sleep 3 immediately, while hanging onto it in your register. That's the sleep that starts right here. 1, 2, 3, then you go do the thing. Okay. So let's say you're getting another right after. You're gonna... Gen P1... I feel like it makes more sense to do this, just so the minus case is low and the plus case is high. Just looks better. I think this works, I just haven't fully convinced myself yet. So you hang on to it, you sleep, you pass it on uncorrupted, you corrupt it in your own way. You see what that digit actually is, and send output based on that. Then you go back to sleeping on X0. So the width of this... yeah, this wavelength here is determined by the outside world. You don't care about the relationship between this peak and this peak. What you care about is the relationship between this peak and this peak. That's what the sleep 3 does. So after sleeping for 1, you're gonna end up sleeping for 3 more on this SLX because it won't send you another message because it just knows you're busy. Okay, so I think I've convinced myself this is a fine way to do this. I can probably stash this here, actually. That's a good place for that. If I can linearize some other things, then this space is highly usable. And honestly, the compactness of this is totally fine. Okay. So, I'd really definitely only need access to one side of this, right? That feels right to me. Okay. Alright then. So who will issue the commands? I do want to test this still. So if you move 1, X2, move X1, X3, sleep 3, okay, great, yeah, so we're just going to have a few lookups here. So here's table 1, here's table 2, here's table 5, here's table 8, sure. So I sent you that. You're sleeping for 3. And then you break. Why did you break? Oh wait, what's this move 50 P1? Well no, that makes sense, doesn't it? You always do that when you're not outputting the whatever. So you chained on to the next thing. Then you gen. Ah, you're asleep but your instruction pointer moved. Okay, so the problem is I sent you another message too fast. Is that what the problem is? You need to accept another message that fast. Okay, yeah, so I do have a timing conflict here because I'm waiting to pass my message on to the next dude. Then doing the gen thing. And that puts me at the end of this where I'm supposed to what? Wait, hang on. No. Something's confusing about this. So it is the problem that my intuition was telling me about, where the sleep 3 and the gen instruction adds up to a sleep 4, and my interval needs to be 3. Yeah, this is a sleep and you want to write to it. After having first sent that... Okay, so you'd be here and you'd sleep 1, 2, 3, send. Then you'd be here and you'd sleep 1, 2, 3, send. I mean, that's the interval of you. These will have the same problem downstream, so yeah, I can't do this. That doesn't make any sense. Ooh, okay, so that's the pattern I've drawn. That unclogs the timing, but is clearly wrong. It'd be nice if I could gen first, then sleep 2 more, and then pass on the message, but I've already destroyed it with the DGT here. That's the issue with that. I could upgrade your size and store it away in DAT, only destroy 1 copy and then send the undestroyed one later. I don't like that though. Is there a way to just make this timing work? Like, what is specifically the problem with this? Like, it's not that I'm passing messages too quick from the outside world, right? I will have the conflict regardless, I'm pretty sure. No. No, I have a different one. Okay, yeah, I just added 1 to every sleep value, so of course the same thing happened as last time, just different. How are my offsets between these 3? They're correct, so that chains on to there, but you're not doing your next task quick enough. Why is this so hard to think about? It's because I'm doing a sleep at such a weird time here. When I receive data, I hang on to it for 3 ticks. Then I do something with it. I don't need the DGT. Here we go. Because I'm... Oh, I kinda do. Okay, I think I can improve this. Yeah, alright, here we go. I can cheat this out of the picture, I think. Let's try a different approach to this. So I think I would just send... I think I would just want to act on this input immediately, and that would be fine. So SLX X0. Alright, I'm just going to rewrite this. I have a copy here, basically, so it doesn't matter. TLT... no, okay, I do want to move it to AC. So this be TLT AC 100. So if the third digit is not set... Yeah, okay, so I don't destroy my value. However, I do need to mutate it a little bit here. Maybe. Yes, I do. Okay, so TLT. So if not less than 100, then I do it this way around, right? If not less than 100... No, I want it the other way. Okay. So 100 or greater, this happens, and I also sub 100. So that's what allows downstream to get that. So then I sleep 2, then I move AC X1, right? It's 10, you sub 10. This gets simpler. This gets 1, you don't need to sub. You don't need to move on. Okay, you don't need to 4, you go back to 3. Okay, nothing is right here. What the heck happened? Okay, so one thing that happened was that my move 50 is in the wrong place. That needs to come after the gen before the sleep. Which makes it weird. I'm out of instructions, so doing that is non-trivial. This has to happen at the very beginning, unconditionally. It does feel kind of like what I want to do is going to end up looking something like this. That won't paste because it has a new line at the end of it. Alright, fine. So cut that, delete the new line, paste. That's safe. But I messed it up. Oops. This is safe because an order cannot come in at startup fast enough to get that started, so that's not okay here. I need the SLX. So you need to not do that until... Yeah, control flow is weird here. So it has to start at 50. It has to go back there after the gen, so that's why I want this to be the top instruction. But after you've done this... You need to wait 2 more before passing it on, but that's only if I've... Like, at startup, I want to go straight from here to here, ideally. I guess you can move that in there if it's... But you can't, because then that'll make these have bad behavior at the beginning. Okay, well, that's ugly. I don't like that at all. This game is really exhausting sometimes. So... what exactly is wrong here? You're not going back to 50 before you sleep. That's what's wrong. There are 2 sleeps in here, but I can't wait for the external sleep. You can? It's just that when the data comes in... why can't I do this? Because I need to gen immediately. Okay, I need to gen... well, no I don't. If you get that 2 ticks early. Why can't I do this? I think I can. That looks right. Okay. Didn't really get my head right for what I was doing there, but it does look like... I wish I could hide these graphs. Alright, yeah, so you're just going to stop sending orders after that point. You sent 4 and went to sleep for 20. Okay, yeah, so this is how to do the timing for that. So we got up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Did I just pick the exact right things to do that, or do I have a problem here? One, 2, 5, 8 is what I chose. 1, 2, 5, 8. So that's 1, 1, 0, 0. 1, 2, 5, 8. No, that's not... One, 1, 1. One, 1, 1. You got too many digits. My sub 100 is in the wrong place, of course. Okay, so this turns into minus sub 10. 10, 11, that's better. Okay, so up, up, down, down, up, 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 down, up, down, up, down. Great. Okay, those are different. Okay, so this works. All right, now to apply it to the rest of the puzzle, I guess. Okay. This is really daunting, but actually, no, that helps a lot. Like, this was a big problem here, and... Alright, so how do I glue these 2 halves of the... Do I have 2 halves of the puzzle? Other than a very simple assembly process, I think I do have the whole thing here. I think it's going to be a lot easier to go from U to, yeah, so easier to go in this direction. There was a tiny bit of code in there that's almost worth copying, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, you're nothing anymore. Whoa. So right, so this is useful data. Somebody does need to talk to you. Okay. I did some stuff so then my paste buffer got corrupted, as it does, but you know what, that's fine, I don't care, I did, like, nothing. Okay, so somewhere, let's lay out the physical space. So here's my order queue. Radio goes someplace, radio controller, okay, let's attempt this again. Copy, escape, escape, click, 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 paste. Copy, escape, escape, click, 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 paste. Different number. Copy. Paste. Why do you do this? Copy with the shift key. Paste with the shift key. Nothing. Sometimes... What is this nonsense? Just like, I feel like that's just a game bug. Like some buffer's being shared there. Data's being cleared between screens when it shouldn't be. And it just doesn't work right. You're the wrong kind of controller. Will I lose my paste buffer if I do this? No. Right. So am I happy with this approach to setting up my queue? I guess probably. Move back X3, that's just your D0. Yeah, you just write to that and that's totally fine. And the A0 heads off to somebody else down here. So the somebody else, yeah, I'm just not even really bothering to think about cost at this point. The somebody else does need to talk to... See, I don't think these layouts glue together, really. It doesn't look great, but I did see that I can move this up somewhat. If I need to, which I probably do. I need D1, I need A1, yeah, both of those are important here. You can go here, and now X0 there is weird, but that's fine. Okay, so this is outside world. I guess that makes enough sense. So you'd get something like that. You'd do something like this. And you'll do the rice and the fish and... Oh, this might be plausible, actually. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this. So that's X0 for A0 and X2 for A1. If unequal, then send a message, move X2, X1, move X2, X1, sleep X1, otherwise sleep 1. Okay, that seems sensible. Is that what I did over here? Almost. Sure. Yeah, so just for IO space, I need this many this one's for timing, this one's for IO space, and then this one can actually do the stuff. So SLX X1. I just would prefer my data to flow this way. Just so X0 comes first, and then X1 goes on to this thing. Sure, that's fine. Somebody needs to talk to this. Currently no one can. Okay, so that's a problem. Alright, so I need 2 more IO lines for that somehow. And a place to put that. Alright, yeah, so that is my IO problem currently. You have 2 spare IO lines, but I don't think I can use them, so someone... Oh boy, where can anything go? I'm packed full of wires, and I don't like it. I can move you left a whole lot. I'm unconvinced that's going to be productive. Maybe I can make something happen here. Yeah, okay, this is plausible. So if you just go over top of that, somebody can like... This doesn't look pretty. I don't like it. I need 2 lines to this. Okay, you have a free x2. Okay, let's see. Could I make you the one who has those connections? And this be connected to the outside world? No, I'm out of space for that. Can I get something done if I route this through that P0? Can maybe reclaim some space here. So that traps x2. Well, x2 is just going to be trapped. That's no good though. x2 can't be trapped. Okay, so I think what I need to do is to insert someone somewhere along the line here who's going to read. Okay, let's see. So where can I put someone? That's the thing. I don't think I need something as complicated as that. Like, this ought to be fine here. I need one more line. One more IO line. Okay, let's try moving this layout over as much as I can. It wasn't satisfyingly much though, right? Because like fish and rice still have to come over. It does let me put someone here. But no, that doesn't work. Okay, so if I want an MC6000 here, I'm going through the P0 here. This looks awfully familiar. Okay, so that's the outside world pin. Okay, this could plausibly be fine. So that's your communication line. Really? And you have 2 spares? Wait, hang on. Your X1 needs to connect to that X0. Okay, okay. This is looking implausible still. So if that were to connect like this, then this has nowhere to go. Yep, this remains pretty implausible. I need this X2 to go somewhere. I need this X3 to go somewhere. Ah, I can't fit things. Can I move you and improve stuff? I do see a lot of wasted space there. Okay, so let's attempt that then. Gonna put you way down here. That means this X1 becomes that line. Snip, snip. You need the D1 line. I switched sides and it's okay. This is going literally nowhere, but it was going to D1, I think. This is going literally nowhere. Wait, hang on. How was this supposed to be? You use X0 and X3. X0 goes to radio RX, X3 goes to a data line. You use all 4 of your pins. One goes to one address line, one goes to the other, and the other one goes to the other data line. Okay, so you get D0, A0, and you need A1. That's what's missing. So A1 to an X0 here, maybe? Okay, or maybe X3? Maybe X3, yeah, because X0 can sneak out that way. Because you only need a data line. Okay, so something like... Okay, Okay. That compacted better. I need to rewire or change my code for the new wiring. So X0 is still radio, but your communication with data is now data 1 and is on X2. Sounds fine. X0 is outside world for you. I could even do this and it would be fine because you don't use your X3. Whichever way is more convenient. The simple pin on MC6000 is there, so I probably want that there, maybe. Don't know if I need a 6000, maybe a 4000X would be fine. Okay, yeah, this is starting to look like something that I might even like. Okay, right, so X0 is outside world. Address lines are X2 and X3. Data line is X1. Okay, sure. So I've fixed up my wiring. It's more compact now. Next up, I have you wired as you need to be. So you have the outside world connection, you have the connection to this whole queue. So basically, I'm gonna have this one intermediate controller whose purpose, well, I have two of them. I only need one. Whose purpose is to talk to this and pass on this number to you. You're gonna need a fish number too, and that's fine. You can handle all of that, I think. Okay, so let's see how far I get with this. Oh, hold on, wiring. Can I just... almost. Actually, I think... Check it out. If I move it down one... Huh. Moving it down one works great. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. That wired nicely. Cool. So SLXX1. So first thing that comes in is the table number. Right? No, sushi type first, then destination table. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it in that order. So move X1 to X0, where you can start preparing that. Just goes to the fish line. No, you have to hold on to the fish for a moment. So stick that in dat. Or actually just, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so all of those things need to happen in some sequence. You'll need an extra sleep in you because this has a gen, or maybe you can store something, maybe. Alright, so move X1, X0. Okay, so that sends the sushi type. It put it in this order just to be annoying, didn't it? So then I move X1 to the address line X3. So look up the index, move the data at that index, out to X0. I might need a sleep 1 in here. That would be fine. Oh, and... No, you don't need to do this. You can just sleep 3. So when you send a command, just wait 3 always. Okay, well that looks... Man, what a weird solution this is turning into. I have a whole lot of controllers with not a whole lot of code in them. But I think this is getting somewhere. Yeah, okay. So you report the fish index, and then you tell it the not the table. No, you tell it the looked up message to pass on to this. So you take the fish. You're gonna wait 1 while this happens. Move 30p1. You can sleep 2 actually, and that's completely fine. Sleep 1, or hang on, move 30p1, move dat, X3. So you've slept 2 at this point. I'm at this boundary, and then 1, 2, 3, and then that starts. Okay. No, not that. So a message is coming in on your X0. Am I done? Surprisingly close! Alright. Because you're using 3 X-bus pins, I can't replace you with a smaller version. Man, yeah, this is just like... feels weird. My timing's off by 1. Why? Because when a new message comes in... Okay, so you should actually wait... What am I going to do? A few nops or something? Yeah, you need to wait for this to finish listening to the radio before you... I was about to ask why these aren't the same thing. Because of I/O pins is the reason. They're both doing something every tick, and this does have to wait for this to complete, and it only has, well, it has 10 lines in it. It's almost as if these can merge into one, but I think it's not actually. So how will you wait for this? Bunch of nops? Am I really going to do that? For now, yes. Just to see if this overall approach works. And is that timing sufficient? Yes. Yes, just barely. Okay. Alright, I found a use for NOP. Now your timing is wrong. I can fix that easily. Is this the way I want to do this? No. No, it is not. What I want to do is this and this. Okay? No, I don't. Not quite. I guess I want to do that, and then that, and then that. Okay. Well, it works. It's a little ugly, but it works. Yeah, there's a lot I hate about this solution, but it just all kind of put itself together, and I beat the averages, other than cost. Okay! If you say so! This feels super inefficient. Like, look at this mess. Why am I here? Why am I... Well, okay, yeah, my lines of code were kind of low. All right. So yeah, that daisy chain turned out to be the key to the whole thing. It was extremely useful to go to a fresh puzzle, focus on one single aspect, and then weld that together with my other solution. All this stuff that I didn't feel like I needed to worry about, I was right about that. It was very, very simple to do. And yeah, then it was just a matter of wiring and, like, wrapping my head around this looked more complicated than it ended up being problem. Okay. Phew, that went over even better than I expected. Not only was Lisa surprised, she really liked the food too. I'll never forget how her face lit up when she had the first bite. I'm just glad I made her happy. Thanks, I owe you one. All right. This is like right on the threshold of where I would normally do a... an extra alternate for this. I think I'm not going to. I felt like I flailed around more than I should have. It's just that this problem was surprisingly hard to wrap my head around. And the thing is, the graphs tell a story that ultimately the solution was pretty good. I beat the average on 2 things, and I hit the average on another. Like, that's overall better than average. Like, most of my thinking about optimizing here would have to do with cost, but I'm just so I/O limited. Like, I have this I/O expander, I have essentially this I/O expander, I got a bunch of knobs in here, what the heck? And it's just barely enough to get the timing. Like, yeah, this was all about timing. All about timing. All about timing, yep. And a little bit of data formatting. Alright, I mean, it bothers me to look at this. This is super ugly. It's gross, but it works. I'm trying to convince myself that that's okay and I don't need to change it, and it's not really working, but I'm going to end the video now because the graphs tell me I did okay. I'm not sure I believe them. All right, I'll see you next time for reactor status display.